Hello, BBN. And a Caden Lewis could emerge at Kentucky. Let's analyze the news surrounding this big target and other news. But first, subscribe and continue receiving more news from the Cats. His next official visit to Lexington, scheduled for Big Blue Madness in October, could be something different. This event has long been the main stage for recruiting for the Wildcats, known for its impact on the moment of decision of many talents. And Pope knows well how much this can influence a possible decision for Lewis. Since the arrival of Mark Pope, Kentucky has had to reformulate its entire approach to recruiting. The departure of John Calipari left a significant void in a program that has always been among the favorites in the competition for young prospects. Pope, however, has shown impressive versatility, both in using the transfer portal and in his ability to attract top talent. The additions of five-star recruit Jasper Johnson and Malachi Moreno, one of the most sought-after centers in the 2025 class, underscore that progress. Lewis, who is also being heavily courted by Duke and UConn, could be the next key addition to this roster. Lewis is a dynamic playmaker who can create smart plays and is a relentless scorer. Kentucky has traditionally valued guards with these traits, players who not only shine individually but also can elevate the team as a whole. Jason Hart, who recruited Lewis to Kentucky, is aware of the strategic importance of securing this young player. If Pope and his coaching staff can impress Lewis in Big Blue Madness, as they have with other big names in the past, this combination of talent could catapult the Wildcats to another level of competition. While Lewis' recent visits to Duke and UConn have heated up the competition, Kentucky can offer something that goes beyond any tactical argument: the unique experience of being part of an institution that breathes basketball. Big Blue Madness is the moment when Kentucky's passionate fans come out at their most passionate, something no rival program can replicate with the same energy. The atmosphere created in Lexington this weekend not only showcases the passion for the game, but also reaffirms the commitment the school has to its athletes. If Lewis joins Johnson in the 2025 class, Mark Pope will have two powerful weapons at his disposal who can consistently transform the Wildcats' future. Let's keep recruiting with Pope. Envy your feedback. Does Ansley Almanor remember him? He comes to the Kentucky Wildcats with a point to prove, and he's not shy about making it clear. The transfer from Fairleigh Dickinson, while carrying valuable NCAA tournament experience, still faces doubts from critics who question his ability to make the transition to a higher level of college basketball competition. Rupp Arena will be the ideal setting for Almanor to show he's ready to silence the doubters. And with Big Blue Madness kicking off the season, expectations couldn't be higher. Almanor, a reliable long-range shooter who converted nearly 40% of his three-point attempts last season, already has a powerful weapon in his arsenal. That kind of accuracy will be essential in Mark Pope's offensive scheme, which demands versatility and efficiency from his players on the perimeter. Pope, known for his ability to adapt players of different backgrounds and talents to his system, should find Almanor to be a key piece in stretching the floor and opening up space for his teammates. But what really sets Almanor apart is his mindset. He's not just another transfer looking for a new place. He's someone who brings with him a burning desire to prove himself at the highest level. In a recent video released by the team, Almanor made it clear that he's always had confidence in himself and his ability to grow. "I always felt like I had that kind of talent and that drive," he said, reflecting on his high school days and the impact of being under-recruited. That feeling of underestimation, however, hasn't broken him. Instead, it's fueled his desire to excel. That work ethic, something Almanor has highlighted as one of his greatest strengths, is what could transform him from a rotational piece to a pivotal figure in the Wildcats' trajectory this season. Under Pope's tutelage, he has the opportunity to mold his game into a system that values sharpshooters and committed defenders, the elements Kentucky needs to compete at the highest level. And if there's one thing Pope will certainly be confident in, it's Almanor's ability to impact the game on both ends of the floor. Almanor, like many transfers who come to Kentucky, is at a turning point in his career. He knows the pressure will be on, but his journey to this point has prepared him for moments like this. When he says, "People think I can't be here, people think I can't be successful," it's clear he's aware of the challenges, but more importantly, he's determined to overcome them. That mindset of proving his critics wrong is exactly what can propel him to new heights in his journey with the Wildcats. For Pope, having players like Almanor who come with major tournament experience and an insatiable hunger for success is key to building a competitive team in a conference as demanding as the SEC. And Big Blue Madness, always a vibrant spectacle, will be the first step for Almanor to silence the doubters and show the Wildcats' passionate base that he is more than capable of assuming a major role in this new era of Kentucky basketball. Let's get to it. What about football? Dion Walker has established himself as one of the NFL's top prospects, and the Kentucky Wildcats defense is increasingly recognized for its ability to contain opponents in critical moments. The rise of Walker, a true colossus on the defensive line, puts the Wildcats in a prominent position, reflecting the team's growth under Mark Stoops. Kentucky, which has often been underestimated compared to its SEC rivals, now finds itself in a position of strength, largely thanks to Walker's impact. The recent win over Ole Miss was a perfect example of how Walker dominates the field, despite his presence not being directly reflected in flashy statistics. He had 0.5 sacks and 2.0 tackles for loss, numbers that may seem modest at first glance. However, his importance goes far beyond the numerical data. The player with surprising mobility, for someone of his size, plays a key role in pressuring opposing quarterbacks. According to Pro Football Focus, he leads the team in quarterback pressures with 11 and hurries with 9, despite facing constant double-teaming. This type of performance rarely shows up in traditional statistics, but it is essential to the success of the Wildcats' defense. Walker's talent has already caught the attention of NFL scouts, who see him as one of the rarest and most coveted defensive prospects for the 2025 draft. With his size, agility, and brute strength, he is the prototype of the defender any NFL franchise wants on its defensive line. In mock drafts, Walker is often projected as a first-round pick. CBS Sports and Yahoo Sports, for example, have him as a possible 7th and 9th overall pick, respectively, to the Arizona Cardinals. This is not surprising given his consistent performance, especially against high-caliber SEC opponents. Walker's projection for the 2025 NFL Draft is a direct reflection of the work done by Mark Stoops at Kentucky. The coach has been successful in attracting and developing talent that is not only competitive within the conference, but also capable of making an immediate impact at the next level. The SEC, in general, has always had a strong presence in the NFL Draft, and the expectation is that more than 15 players from the conference will be selected in the first round in 2025. However, the fact that Walker is being considered among the best is a huge credit to Stoops and his coaching staff. With the rest of the season still to come, Walker will have new opportunities to solidify his position as one of the top defensive prospects in the country. His ability to continue dominating opponents and leading the Wildcats' defense will be crucial not only to his future in the NFL, but also to Kentucky's aspirations this season. What do you think? Let us know in a moment. And this is a good thing. Nicholas Smith's decision to reaffirm his commitment to the Kentucky Wildcats, despite a tempting offer from the Alabama Crimson Tide, demonstrates the trust that Mark Stoops' program has been able to cultivate among its recruits. Smith, a talented defensive lineman from Georgia, has the kind of physical presence and versatility that any SEC team would love to add to their roster. Yet his loyalty to Kentucky speaks to the persuasiveness and trust that Stoops and his coaching staff have been able to build over the years. Smith, who had previously announced his commitment to Kentucky, has seen his value increase as he has continued to impress with his performances. It's no surprise that a program like Alabama, always on the hunt for the best talent in the country, would extend an offer to try to bring him to Tuscaloosa. However, Smith has held firm, demonstrating maturity and an unwavering commitment to the Wildcats. For a three-star recruit to receive an offer from one of the most prestigious programs in college football is a clear testament to his potential and the quality he brings to Kentucky's defensive line. Smith's statement to KSR, in which he says he's locked into Kentucky, echoes the atmosphere of trust and transparency that Stoops has created in Lexington. Smith noted how the coach and his staff have been exceptional throughout the recruiting process, and that kind of feedback is a great indication that the environment created at Kentucky not only attracts talent, but also retains it. In a conference as competitive as the SEC, where programs like Alabama, Georgia, and LSU are consistently recruiting top players, Smith's renewed commitment is a clear sign that the Wildcats are building something special. The Wildcats' defense, under Stoops' leadership, has already earned a solid reputation as one of the most physical and consistent units in the conference. Players like Josh Allen and Jamin Davis, who went on to success in the NFL at Kentucky, are examples of what Stoops can do with promising defensive talent. Smith's addition reinforces that narrative, and his versatility on the front line gives the team a crucial piece as they continue to build a strong and resilient defense for the future. The impact of this commitment goes beyond the stats and Nicholas Smith himself. His decision sends a clear message to other recruits that Kentucky is a place where players can develop, compete at the highest level in the SEC, and have the chance to prepare for the NFL. The 2025 recruiting class is shaping up to be one of Mark Stoops' strongest, and with Smith on board, the Wildcats further solidify their position as a program on the rise in the conference. Let me know what you think. Comment now.